Hill, the congressional to-do list is getting longer. One top item addressing the billions of additional dollars needed for COVID-19 funding. Lawmakers are taking their annual spring recess, but the need for this money is growing. Our Washington correspondent, Cassie Simeon, takes a closer look.
Earlier this month, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Republican Senator Mitt Romney announced a $10 billion funding deal for COVID testing and treatments. Their bill would repurpose unspent COVID appropriations to avoid using new taxpayer dollars. But before it hit the floor for a vote, Republicans demanded that Congress first address the flow of migrants at the southern border.
I think there'll have to be an amendment on Title 42 in order to move the bill. There are several other amendments that we're going to want to offer, and so we'll need to enter into some kind of agreement to process these amendments in order to go forward with the bill.
Title 42 is a Trump-era public health order that has used the pandemic as justification for keeping asylum seekers out. The Biden administration has said it will repeal the order in May. Many Democrats, including Senators Alex Padilla and Dianne Feinstein, support that decision. But Republicans and some Democrats want Title 42 to remain, and that's putting the COVID funding in jeopardy. The White House says that without new COVID appropriations, there will not be enough money for vaccines and testing.
We're going to need money to make sure we can buy treatments for Americans, so we can make sure that people get access to vaccines and tests when they need it. That's the essential ask of Congress.
As the country waits for Congress to act, the new BA2 variant of COVID is spreading, adding urgency to the need for testing and vaccinations. Because of the variant, the CDC announced Wednesday that it will extend mask requirements for air, train, and most bus travel for another 15 days, until May 3rd.
And Cassie joins us now live from Washington, D.C. In addition to concerns about COVID funding, President Biden is, of course, dealing with record inflation at home, a war in Europe. There is some new polling out from UC Berkeley. Cassie, tell us how Californians are feeling about all this.
Well, Alex, it's a little bit of a mixed bag for President Biden right now with California residents. He's seeing a lot of decline on the terms of the economy. So Californians are not happy with how he's dealing with the economy. 50% disapprove, and 59% actually disapprove of the administration's handling on rising prices. Gas prices are up in part because of the war in Ukraine, and that's actually a spot where President Biden is seeing approval among California residents. 51% of Californians approved of how he is handling the war on the global stage. 50% overall approval rating. So while he's getting hit at home on the domestic issues, he is seeing a lot of support on the global stage.
Yeah. In other news, the Department of Agriculture made some headlines this week with an announcement regarding new funding for wildfire protections. Can you tell us more about what California stands to gain from this money?
So this money is all part of the bipartisan infrastructure law. So no new tax dollars here, but $80 million over the next 3 years will be going to California to deal with wildfire prevention, clearing out hazards and brush to prevent future wildfires. So this year, Californians can expect to see $29 million going towards the Tahoe and Stanislaus National Forest to clear out any hazards to hopefully prevent future wildfires like the ones we've seen over the last 4 years. Alex?
Cassie Simeon, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your time tonight.